COVID-19 upended the tourism industry, keeping people at home and forcing businesses to shutter. Now, with summer in full swing, tourism officials are hoping short-term vacation rentals like Airbnbs can draw visitors back to Bloomington after a spring inside. Reporter Mitch Legan has more.
The coronavirus pandemic has made life difficult for just about everyone in recent months.
I think I've had one guest since the beginning of March, and she is an incoming grad student in the math department who came to look for a place to live.
Lun's been an Airbnb host for the past 5 years or so. Her house doubles as her art studio and a popular vacation rental.
When my guest did come last month, I had to rehearse to myself my patter, the line, the introduction that I do, are you a coffee drinker? This is how the shower works, and these are the cats.
Lund isn't alone, at least when it comes to limited guests. After the pandemic hit the U.S. and states began enacting lockdowns, travel plummeted to a near standstill. Hotel occupancy fell to almost 20% nationally in April and is still under 50% in Bloomington. Normally, that's around 60 or 70.
The visitor return has been slow, but we are seeing some signs of optimism with some increases in hotel stays. As well as the vacation rentals in our community. So we're encouraged by the numbers that we're seeing.
For short-term vacation rentals like Airbnbs, occupancy was at 31% in the month of June, which was actually a noticeable increase from previous months. Unfortunately for Superhost Georgia Kashofis, those stays haven't been at her place.
Last year at this time, I looked it up, I rent my space for $50 a night. And last June, I made $600 on it, and this year, $0.
While that's meant more time for Kashofis and her grandkids, since she hasn't had to worry about guests, it's meant less money in the bank. Even though things have been trending upward with summer travel, much of Bloomington's fall tourism traffic is Indiana University related, including student move-in, Hoosier sporting events, and parent weekends. Many people also visit for conferences and festivals, but those have all been canceled, and with COVID-19 here to stay, there's no telling when they'll get going again.
I really have no idea what is going to happen in the fall. I mean, I've been trying to just take it day by day and see what happens. Normally, by this time, I would have had many reservations for the fall. But now I have none coming up.
Fortunately for London Kashofis, the money they make from their rentals mainly supplements their regular income. But a significant drop in tourism would also be a blow to the local economy, which has already taken its lumps from the pandemic.
Visitors not only are spending money on that lodging, they are spending money in our restaurants and visiting our attractions, and that's certainly an awesome benefit of tourism.
When alumni come back to Bloomington, one of the first stops for a lot of them is Bloomington staple Nick's English Hut. Owner Susan Bright says she's cautiously hopeful for the fall, but after the first month back to in-person dining, numbers still trail last year's by more than 50%.
So our summer is really driven by a lot of sports complexes around Bloomington that have conferences or just games, matches, whatever it is, soccer, basketball. And so we haven't gotten those groups in this year.
A drop in tourism would also mean fewer funds from the innkeeper's tax. That money is used to cover debt payments for the Monroe County Convention Center, and while projections indicate the funds are secure, the pandemic could still lead to a potential $1 million shortfall. With fears of a second wave in the fall, tourism officials like White hope concerned travelers might look to short-term vacation rentals as a safer alternative. And with locations like Lake Monroe and the Hoosier National Forest nearby, they'll see Bloomington as an outdoor destination after being cooped up at home.
While folks are taking safety as a paramount precaution, giving them the opportunities to explore those wide open spaces and safely social distance, but also escaping their own homes and backyards. I think that we're in a great position to be able to offer a visitor an opportunity to do that.
Governor Eric Holcomb says the state will continue with its stage 4.5 to reopening and will reevaluate next week. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Mitch Legan.